Welcome back to Glad Models Today. I'm Randy Newby.
And I'm Walt Mills, and we're here for another episode of Glad Models Today. So today we have a special guest coming, and her name is
Marcella Jones.
And what's special about Marcella? Tell the folks out there.
Well, Marcella is a fashion designer, but many people remember her because she had Runway Dallas for many years.
Yes.
And she's bringing Runway Dallas back.
Oh, I'm excited.
Well, I am too. Dallas needs something like this. We have really good runway shows, but Marcella puts on a really good show.
Yes. And now, through the magic of television,
we have a special guest in our studio today, Marcella Jones. How are you doing today?
Great. How are you, Randy?
Oh, listen, it's a wonderful day. Wonderful day. Marcella is the executive producer of Runway Dallas.
Yes, I am.
Yes. And one of the top fashion designers, as I said, here in Dallas.
Awesome.
So tell us a little bit about what you have coming up. What's going on?
Well, the most exciting thing about what's coming up is that Runway Dallas is making a comeback. I know we took a little bit of a break there, but the exciting thing is that we have some new things coming up as far as our expansion, as far as going bigger, broader, and further with as far as showcasing the designers, partnering with other vendors and everything. So just to really make this a massive event. So
well, I know
it's exciting.
You know, for a few years, or quite a few years, y'all were probably one of the largest runways that there was.
Yeah.
You know? Well, how many designers are you going to have this year?
Typically, we have about 12 designers, so we'll probably stick with that so that they have the opportunity to really showcase and bring their best designs before the audience.
Okay.
So,
some of the designers local too. I know Audrey Austin.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yep. Audrey's.
Yeah.
She's actually on our team. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So I really don't know all the designers. I don't know if you can say yet exactly who all is.
Well, not yet, because what we plan on doing is announcing that. And if we haven't done it by now, by the time this is aired, we plan on announcing that. And at that time, we will select our designers. We have a major platform on our website where people can register to participate. So as that opens up, we'll be able to know which designers are going to participate.
Okay. Also, Walt Mills is going to be kind of heading up your photography.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's
absolutely.
Walt. He's over there.
Hi,
Y'all
Walt.
can't see him, but he's over there.
Hi, Walt.
So tell me a little bit more about, I know that you talked about doing it in the fall.
Yes.
This coming
2020. Absolutely.
Are we going to do something before that? Is there something, maybe some smaller things coming up?
Yes, and we always like to do like a preview.
I know I'm putting you on the spot.
No,
but,
that's fine. That's fine. We like to do a preview event just to kind of give people a taste of what they can expect for the actual showcase. So what we'll do in spring, probably like towards the end of September, will be like our Runway Dallas Fashion Week. And during that week is when we'll like really put together, we'll showcase, different various events that we have coming up leading to the actual event. So prior to that we're looking at maybe 2 months prior will be the preview event.
Okay. I know you have some new exciting designs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
I know that Marissa, or as you call her, Nell,
that's right.
she did a lot of photo shoots for you.
Yes.
And, and that's kind of what, kind of going back a little bit, when I first reached out to you, because I was looking at Marissa's pictures with your designs, and I thought, we got to get her back into this,
That's right.
Because you got beautiful designs, and there's, and I know you've been doing real estate.
Yes.
Yeah. So that kind of, I understand that kind of takes away a little bit,
Yeah.
But I kept thinking, Marcella really needs to come back and do this.
And I appreciate you reaching out to me because during that time that Runway Dallas took a break, there were some personal things that came up. We were able to get those things rectified and kind of get back on track with, the things that I'm passionate about. And what I'm passionate about is the fashion and being able to open up those platforms for designers to showcase their collections. Because as a designer myself, I recognize, the opportunities that's presented or not presented when you're able to expose your collections. So, yeah.
And, when we were talking about designers, I know I had introduced you in a way to a designer in Morocco.
Yes, yes.
And I know that she texts me a lot, and her name is Qatar.
Yep.
I can't pronounce her last
Yes.
name. Something like a Lakute or
Yes,
something like this.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
like
Qatar.
yours. I apologize too.
I can't pronounce your last name.
Yeah.
My apologies.
That's right.
But I know she's out of Casablanca, Morocco, so I hope she
Yeah.
can have some designs here.
Absolutely. And that's the goal. We had a chance to touch base a little bit briefly. And the cool thing about Runway Dallas is we open up the opportunity for designers all over the world to showcase. So not only Morocco, but we also have Pakistan, we have England, we have Africa, we have Germany, we have New York, which is where I'm from. We have opportunities for people to bring their collections here in one central location to showcase them in front of buyers and influencers to really get the exposure needed to go to the next level.
Speaking of influencers,
Yes, sir.
you're going to be one of our influencers.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. We're going to have you on our influencer list also.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
And when you mention New York, because you are from there, that's one thing that, Dallas has some really good runways,
Yes,
but we really need the New York look.
absolutely.
Walt and I have gone to a lot of the runway shows, and some of them were kind of like, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
But it would, that's something that I liked about the Runway Dallas before. And speaking of that, do you have an idea like how many models you're going to be wanting?
Oh, wow.
Because I know there's going to be a lot of models out there going to say, hey,
there
what
always
do I got to
are.
do?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we love. Like I said, we love the opportunity to open up, for people to participate, to bring their talents and their gifts, the things that they're passionate about, to use it as a source. So typically we have about 70 to 80 models that we end up selecting to work with us. Yeah,
I didn't realize there were that many.
Yeah, because we have like the 12 designers, so each of them may be looking for various things. So we want to make sure we have the sizes and the heights and the requirements needed so that they can showcase the collections properly.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb, but is Isaac working with you?
Absolutely, always. And we love bringing people, that have that, that presence in the industry and have the experience to really pour into others so that they can benefit from it on a high level so that they can go to the next level, So, I mean, it's one thing to just do it, because it's a hobby and it's fun, but it's another thing to do it because you mean it, because you want to take that to the next place where it can really benefit someone else. So I love that.
Well, Dallas, from our understanding and what we're seeing in the industry, Dallas wants to be like New York. They really are trying to get there. Still got a little hurdles to get through, to get there. But Isaac was talking to our models one day, and he even said that that Dallas is, fast becoming like the number 3 city in the nation for fashion.
Absolutely.
Which I think Runway Dallas kind of helps boost it a whole lot more, Not saying the other runways don't, because they do. There's going to be a lot of models that want to walk runways. Are we going to have a minimum height?
Yeah. I mean,
Why I say, because in New York, you got to be
I was going to say,
tall.
if we're talking about using the standards and models that are in place for New York Fashion Week and the fashion events, we want to bring that same level of quality, those same standards in place. Now, that's not to say that certain models will not be able to participate in another way, because there's editorial, there's things that you look for depending on what these models are doing. So it opens up an opportunity in so many areas. So say we have 100 models come to a casting, but maybe only 7 are selected. Well, there may be other opportunities for those other 30 in various different areas. So
also you're going to have that's one thing that a lot of people perceive a model, tall and thin, I mean, like we're a size 0.
Yeah.
But as like in our agency, we have models from size 0 up to plus size. So in New York, typically, from what I see, models are, somewhere from like 5'9" tall and up. But I think in Dallas, we have a lot of models that are 5'7" and 5'8" that are very, very talented. I know we've got a couple of them. I mean, We've got one of our younger teenage models, Tara. You haven't met Tara yet. She is she's trained. She's very good at runways, but she's only 5'7".
Yes.
So they're going to be able to walk also.
Yeah, and it depends. I mean, there's qualifications for runway walking, so there's certain things I know that I look for to have a model on the runway, even if they're selected for another designer. And that's why we have someone like Isaac and Felicia, that helps to train the models to walk for the runway.
Well, now, Felicia is our head instructor.
Absolutely.
For Glad Models Academy. Throwing a plug. No. But yeah, she is. Isaac is our kind of consultant, mentor.
That's right. So it works out.
So it works out great.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing also, because I noticed that I've gone to some model calls for different runways, and there'll be 70 or 80 models show up, and one of them, Isaac, was doing the choreography for, and he came over to me and he said, Randy, he said, out of these 80 girls, he said, I think only 30 of them know how to walk.
That's right. Yeah.
And I see that a lot. Walt and I, when we're looking for a model or something, and I'll say, well, have you ever walked a runway? Oh, well, I can do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, show me.
Yeah. And I know for me, there's models that know how to walk, and then there's those that have the potential. Yeah. And what I look for, the main thing that I look for is someone who's teachable. Whether they know how to do it or not, they have to be open to receiving instruction as to how to properly do it. And it doesn't just benefit us. I mean, and we're not being critical, but it benefits them. What are industry, professionals looking for them to be able to even select someone to walk in their Paris event, So we want to be able to equip them with the tools that they need to move forward. So,
well, and that's why I was kind of bringing that up, because so you will be holding some kind of I don't want to say training, but
yes, absolutely.
What do they call it? Rehearsals.
Rehearsals. And so those will come after training, because we do want to train them first. And training's not just as far as walking. Training is physical. It's mental.
I like that word.
There's coaching items.
Physical.
There's training as far as healthy eating, and there's I know last time we had a coach involved, as far as proper eating, proper
hold my
things.
stomach in. Talk about that.
Physical and mental things that people focus on. So it's broader than just walking in a runway show and now we're done with you and next, so there's so much more. There's relationship, there's a family, there's a community that we build there, and we want everyone to be a part of that.
One question I wanted to ask, I think I know the answer. I've said it a few times, but I wanted to kind of get your opinion. When the model is going down the runway, why is it they don't smile?
Sometimes it's from the coaching of the designer. I know there's situations, there's times when I've had models walk down a runway when I didn't want them to smile. When you're wearing clothes, it's a look you're presenting. It's an entire look, and each designer, the goal is to tell a story, while those models are walking down there. So depending on who you're dressing, who that woman is, she's a businesswoman, or she may be, a college student. So it depends on the entire feel of what they're going for when they have that model walk. It may be, they may be wearing sunglasses because they're on the way to a meeting. So there's an entire story. There's more to it than just the clothes. That's why I say there's the training involved. There's more to it. And then maybe the same model can walk differently for one designer than she would for another, depending on what that designer's looking to portray as they're walking down there.
Well, I talked to a designer one time that he told me, he said, why we don't want them to smile is, first off, you're kind of like a walking mannequin. He said, but at a lot of the big shows, Gucci, Versace, people like this, they have buyers there.
Absolutely.
And so that buyer is there to look at that
and
dress
so do we.
that you're
yes.
wearing. Yeah, I know, and you do too. And so they're there to see the outfit that they're wearing. And if you're walking down the runway and all of a sudden you smile, well, that naturally takes that person's eyes up to your face. And by the time they look back down, that model's already gone down the runway.
Already elapsed. Yeah.
And so they missed what they wanted to see.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've heard the same, and like I said, it depends on that designer and what it is they're trying to do. And I think, not so much just in fashion, but I think even as you see, like with social media and in different businesses, what grabs attention now is a story, and it's a brand, so it encompasses a whole lot more than just, one thing when they're doing it. You better get everything out of it during those few seconds that they're on the runway. So I know for me it means more than just that.
Well, thanks for that. Now I'm going to put you on the spot. What are the colors for the season?
The colors for the season are to be determined. And for me, what I know, let me think. I know a collection that I already have completed. I won't say the colors, but I will say the name. And it's called Forest Sunrise. And the only person that I was able to share this collection with was Isaac. So he's the one who knows the colors. I kind of want to keep it a surprise, as I always do. And then I'm also going to be putting together another collection just to kind of, really make a stance in coming back. And then I not only have my the luxury women's collection, but I also the classical collection, but I also have a sports collection as well. So I'll be showcasing.
Good, because that's what I really like your sports collection.
What I do is it's inspired by God. I don't like to look through what everyone else is doing. I don't like to pattern after what the industry or the media or someone says should be the pattern. I don't work that way. That's why I said it's to be determined.
Yeah, cool.
And as I'm led, that's the direction that I go in. And those are the things that I feel better about. If I were to kind of pattern what I'm doing, it takes away the originality of it. It takes away the surprise of it, and it takes away the strength of it when I do it according to what a standardized way or what they say the color palette should be and all that. I don't operate that way.
So one other thing real quickly. Are we going to see a lot of evening gowns? We're going to see cocktail dresses?
You probably will, because I like to have variety with the designers. So will you see cocktail dresses with me? Probably not. You'll see business wear. You'll see clothing that women could wear to the office. You'll see clothing that, with the sports collection that they may wear after the office. Clothing that women could wear on the luxury side more on a regular basis as opposed to just a special occasion. So I would be potentially bringing in a designer that can showcase the evening wear, or then another designer that can showcase collection and designs in Pakistan, or so I like to have the variety that way as opposed to just through myself.
Okay. Good deal. And like we said earlier, there's going to be not just you, but there's going to be like up to maybe 12 other designers. So it's all going to be a surprise what we're going to see, what's coming up.
But they'll be announced as we move forward. So I'm a planner, which is why we're getting things started early. I'm working on the back end as far as putting certain things in place so that we have our sponsors in place. We have a strong platform in place, that we have the things in place to just really move it forward in an impactful way, and as far as getting the media attention that's needed so that everyone can benefit from it.
Well, Marcella, so far this has been a great conversation.
Awesome.
I've really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Same here.
Getting back kind of on the runway show. So, it takes a lot to put a show on.
Yes.
So how can people find out about what all they can do to help?
Well, like I said, they can go to the website, which is runwaydallas.net. And that's okay, like that.
It's going to be down there. When we show it, it'll be down there.
Runwaydallas.net. And there they can go to the section where it talks about registration. And there, whether they're a designer, whether they're a model, whether they're a sponsor, whether they're media, photography, whether they want to volunteer, all of the information is there for them to register.
Okay. Well, that's great. Same for models. I mean,
yes, models.
Okay,
absolutely.
And it's runwaydallas.net.
runwaydallas.net.
It'll be right down there. Okay. Well, that's great. I mean, I think this has been a really good interview.
Yes.
I've enjoyed talking with you. Of course, I always do.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm so glad that you're doing this again.
Me too.
This is something Dallas really needs again.
I love it. And, I would do it. I love it. I've been designing and putting on events since I was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
that's
love it.
great.
I love it.
Basically, we're not putting out the date yet,
Nope, not yet.
you know. So you got to stay tuned
Yes.
to see what that is.
Yes.
Nice job, Randy.
Well, thanks. It was enjoyable having Marcella Jones here today.
was.
And to find out that Runway Dallas is coming back.
Yes. Plus, there's more exciting things coming, but we can't tell you yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. We're anxiously awaiting.
We are. So you want to tune in every week. We maybe could pull this out 7-8 weeks or so. No, we can't do it that long. So
There are exciting things coming with Runway
there
Dallas.
are. What is our tip of the week?
Tip of the week is for all models, when you make an appointment with a photographer, model call, whatever it is, please be there. And if you can't be there, let them know ahead of time. That's
Phone
just courtesy.
call.
That's just courtesy.
Right. We have a whole video on that.
Yes, we do. So that's my tip of the week is be on time.
Absolutely. So what do we usually say here at this point? We say subscribe, which is down there way down there,
Down there.
and like us, which is about right there.
I like when I point, it bounces,
it bounces.
up and down.
I don't know how that happens.
I like that. I think that's pretty cool.
And
Yeah.
so we've got subscribe, we've got like, and certainly share.
Please,
let your
if you-
friends know about this video.
Yeah, if you like us, which I know you will,
Well, yes.
so please share with all
Yes.
your friends.
We're up to a whole 300 video minutes of people watching us.
I'm telling you.
On a scale of 1 to 1,000, that's like nothing yet, but we're working on it.
Well, I'm Randy Newby.
And I'm Walt Mills, and this has been another great weekend with
Glad Models Today. Y'all have a nice day.